Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'll now call to order the Clackamas County Board of Commissioners business meeting on April 9th, 2026. I'll start out by County Administrator Gary Schmidt. Would you please call the roll for us?
Yes, thank you, Chair. First, our staff support today, County Counsel Billy Williams, Clerk to the Board Andrew Jaraki. Commissioner Schrader is out of the office today. Joining you online, I'll do roll call online, Commissioner West.
Here.
Thank you. In the room, Commissioner Savas.
Present.
Commissioner Helm.
Here.
Chair Roberts.
Here. Thank you, Gary. If able, would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So again, good morning, everyone. And first off is public communication, and testimony is limited to 3 minutes per person. So as always, I ask your comments to be respectful and courteous. As a reminder, you can also email submissions for public communication at bcc@clackamas.us. They'll be accepted as a part of the public record. I'll take in-person testimony first. We'll then transfer to doing online testimony. So Clerk, would you please moderate our in-person testimony for us?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a reminder that if you're attending this meeting in person today and wish to comment during general public communication and not about any item on the agenda that has its own specific public hearing, to please fill out a blue card and deposit in the box that can be found by the center doors. I will call on you in the order that they are received. Please come forward, introduce yourself, and you'll have 3 minutes. First, Carrie Moore. Ms. Carrie Moore, if you could please come forward.
Thanks, Andrew. Commissioners, council, and staff, can you hear me okay?
Yes, thank you.
I'm Carrie Moore. Thank you for listening to my story today. My husband, Jeff, and I, who's in the room, Clackamas County taxpayers and homeowners, and have been here for 43 years. The last 13 of it, we live exactly 2 miles from this building in the county on 4.3 acres. I was a general contractor to our build many years ago, 13 now, and spent a lot of time in these offices. And we were allowed to move in when our permits were finalized, November 2013. Directly north of us, 366 feet from our home, is a legally licensed OLCC cannabis grow, operating 24/7. Address is 20890 South Leland Road. The odor from that facility has forced us to contact code enforcement nearly 8 months ago. My formal complaint was filed. My name is now on public record with Andrea Hall in code enforcement. I would have gone to the property owners directly. However, there was a Chinese-English language barrier that prohibited communication with them. Ms. Hall of the county revealed that there were several outstanding and long-term land use and building code violations at this property. The one I cared about the most was the carbon filtration that was supposed to be installed on the buildings. And the odor is just totally unbelievable. She told me again and again, via emails and conversations on the phone, that she would cite the owners. That never happened. It's been 8 months. So they've continued to grow and dry and pollute our air. And as my emails continued, she finally came to our property last week and told us no one from her office had stepped foot on that property all these 8 months. 4 months ago, the odor was so strong we couldn't open our windows in our home. And I'm not making any of this up. We couldn't sit on our patio. So the people I contacted at this facility, I'm just going to use their first names: Andrea, Shane, Michael Barnes, Tony, and now Dan Johnson and I had a conversation yesterday. DEQ and EPA came out to our properties, but no one from this facility. My question was, and continues to be this: what does code enforcement mean? How can an operation clearly functioning outside the law be stopped? Current system here needs some overhaul, improvements, because there's no consequences for these people. And we can't be the only people who are enduring this. Ms. Hall told me 4 days ago that owners are now growing without compliance in the next bigger building. And so finally, a $411 fine was issued to them. My voice had to get so loud and my time was so horribly wasted simply trying to breathe the air on our property. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Les Poole. Mr. Les Poole, if you could please come forward. You'll have 3 minutes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Les Poole. I live in Lynn County, but lived in Clackamas for 32 years and was here many moons ago when Commissioner Savas was elected. And the reason I bring his name up is today I want to talk a little bit about transportation. And tied to all of our future is the cost for transportation far beyond the price of fuel. I recall so many years of discussing where we were heading with transportation and being concerned that we'd end up underfunded and underserved. And indeed, that's what's happened in Clackamas County. And I do want to thank everyone that has fought against the tolling scheme. Once again, I refer to Commissioner Savas. To those that have said we're taxed out and we're maxed out. Commissioner West isn't here. I think he's serving right now. But he's been very adamant in his support for the referendum, and I want to just conclude by sharing a couple thoughts about that. ODOT showed up in February of 2025 at the Capitol in a committee meeting and dropped a bomb. And that bomb was they were $1.1 billion upside down, and they just finally decided to talk about it. And the response to that was that monstrous bill that went down in flames. And ultimately, we all know where we are now. They did pass a $4.3 or $4.5 billion tax and fee increase that now is going to be on the May ballot. Originally, it was going to be in November, but some shenanigans by the governor got it to May. But very important that people vote on that. As someone who's been on the inside, I can say publicly that it's not justified, it's not affordable, and I hope we have a good turnout in the election. I hope that helps drive it. There's important races in the election, and our transportation future will be determined by who gets elected. How you folks vote matters, and so how we vote matters. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Pat Erdenberger. Please forgive me if that's a mispronunciation or misreading. Please come forward. You'll have 3 minutes.
I'll make it quick. Good morning, Commissioners. I guess I'm really here to speak to Commissioner West, who's online.
Yes.
Last week, I'm Pat Erdenberger. I live in Welches, Oregon. I'm the chair of the Hoodland CPO. Last week, 3 of you, along with Gary Schmidt, Dylan Blaylock, and an AV crew, presented a very comprehensive town hall experience to discuss short-term rentals. The discussion was short because you were just overwhelmed with testimony. But the event seemed to breathe life into a serious subject that many people had simply given up on. We've lost many neighbors who've moved away from the problem of control on short-term rentals. Recently, people have mentioned to me that Commissioner Savas had a draft STR code years ago that was whittled down to the current one. And they suggest that Commissioner Savas bring that out again and run it by your staff. Safety and harmony in our neighborhoods requires your help to develop a strong successful program, a well-managed program in short-term rentals. And we're hoping for 4 things: rules, transparent processes, monitoring, and enforcement. And I'm going to end on a happy note. We have good news. The U.S. Forest Service is beginning the process of developing workforce housing in Zigzag, Oregon. We're thrilled with that because this housing will not only be for Forest Service, it'll be for our community. It's very important that the county, at least in spirit, support that effort. And so if you hear from the Zigzag Ranger District, please consider at least being on Zoom calls to follow what they're doing. And I thank you.
All right,
You're
thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you.
This is a final call if you're attending this meeting in person and wish to comment during general public communication and have not yet had the chance to do so, to please fill out a blue card and deposit in the box that can be found by the center doors. Mr. Chair, seeing no other members of the public physically present who wish to comment during general public communication, with your assent, I'll turn to those who are attending virtually. If you're attending this meeting virtually and wish to comment during general public communication, this is your opportunity to please raise your hand. And Mr. Chair, I should add that I see Commissioner West's hand is raised. Would you like to address that now or after we finish virtual public communication?
Why don't we take a pause and go to, I have both Helm, Savas, and Commissioner West would like to comment. So I'm going to take a, normally I don't do this, but I want to give them a chance to say something. So I'll start with you, Commissioner West. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. I appreciate the opportunity and the break from protocol. I really do. Thank you for that. Just the first 2 testimonies, I really want to understand a little bit better what's going on with the marijuana grow and the nuisance that they're having as neighbors. It's the first I've heard about it. I'm very concerned. So I hope that we can act swiftly and quickly and make sure that we're being responsive to the community member and our resident that came and testified on that issue today. It definitely has piqued my interest, and I want to be responsive to your concerns. And thank you for taking so much time to advocate for the issue you care about that's impacting your lives, and for letting us know. I know it's not easy. Completely hear you on that, but I want us to be responsive. So I just want to put that out there. And the other woman that just testified on the issue with STRs and up on the mountain, I am so sorry I wasn't able to make it to that meeting, and thank you for coming and sharing today what had happened before us today and helping catching me up to speed. I was away on naval orders and duty. I wasn't able to attend the meeting where I absolutely would have. Commissioner's office has done a lot of great work on this issue. We're trying to address those concerns that the residents have up in the Welches area. I'm also excited about the workforce housing. A lot of the forest policy actually coming out from the federal government right now is something that the county has been very involved in and engaged in. And I am more than happy to do whatever it takes to help represent the needs of the communities in that area. But just want to let you know I'm paying attention, even though I had to be away, but I'm back now. And I appreciate you coming and testifying and helping me get up to speed.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Savas.
Yeah, to the first public comment regarding the marijuana grow, I'll be looking at, I think they left, but I'll be looking into that. I want to, I know that sometimes code enforcement takes time and it's complex and each case is unique and different. And sometimes it takes way too long than one would like, but I'll certainly look into that. I do know, that whole, when the county had an option of opting in or out on the marijuana stuff, that was quite a rigorous discussion, and we ended up legalizing it, which I prefer we hadn't, frankly, for the livability of our county. But nonetheless, I will look into that. And the common thread here to the second comment with regard to the STRs that Pat just spoke to, also heard, from the Mount Hood meeting up at Welch's, that a lot of emphasis on code enforcement, and it's expensive. It takes time, but certainly to do more code enforcement would take more resources. And I think that after years and years of wrangling, we didn't get much done for several years on the short-term rental code enforcement. And later, after a pause, we did get a pilot program initiated. And you all know, or those up at Mount Hood and others that are paying attention to the STR thing, we're working on that and trying to revise that, how we can beef it up. And so that process will be forthcoming, and we'll figure out how we navigate that. But it takes a lot of effort, and of course it takes enough votes to carry things through, and understanding and commitment to the work. So I do want to say, I'll just take this opportunity that I actually went back yesterday and tried to go back and refresh my memory by watching some meetings. And I discovered, Gary, that a lot of the meetings in 2018 and 19, the policy sessions that were typically on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, they're recorded. But when I hit the record tab, there's nothing there. It goes to a 404 error message. The packets are there, but the recording is there. I'm not sure if it was a video recording or an audio. I think it may have been audio, but nonetheless, I looked for several meetings and I couldn't find them, just to remind myself about the STR difficulties that we had. But I will look into that. That's my comment for today, Chair. Back to you.
Thank you. Commissioner Helm.
Yeah, and I want to thank Carrie and Jeff for showing up to testify about the grow operation. I understand code enforcement takes time, but what really disturbs me is that DEQ and EPA actually had the time to show up, and they're usually harder to get a hold of than your own county. So I would hope we would do something to speed the process up. And I don't know what the answer is here, but I feel for him. And I know when all this was going on, I was mayor in Damascus, and it came up a lot that be careful what you wish for when you make all this legal. And here we are. So I would think all of us would get a report back on that here very, very shortly.
Yes.
Not individually. And then Pat, I know you talked about the Forest Service, the workforce housing, and there's upcoming meetings. And if you could provide us with those meeting times, that would be great. So even if they're virtual or in person, I would love to attend as many as I can. So thank you.
All right. Just a couple comments, really to echo what my colleagues have said. Is one of the things we value most is hearing from you, the community. And I think it's very important. And also want to recognize Carrie and Jeff, that I heard you loud and clear, and that we are all on board on looking into this and helping address the issue. So I want you to know that. Also, regarding the short-term rentals, I will say that was probably the best turnout on an event I have ever been at. The place was packed. It was incredible. We got to hear from so many different people, and I will just say what was resounding to me was a couple things. One is we want us to move forward with a sense of urgency, and that we really want to see things happen. And a big issue had to do with, once again, code enforcement. So we've been having, I want you to know, we've been having ongoing meetings. We are trying to move this at a rapid pace. I know it's been far too long. And I just want you to know personally, for me, I mean, I have really tried to get myself educated on that. I've spoke with folks in Long Beach, Washington, Arizona, Boise, Idaho, and learning what a lot of these different programs are. And we just really want to make sure we put together a robust program that really is fair to everybody involved. So I want to thank you for coming today, and also being a part of organizing it was really one of the best events I think we've been to last year. So thank you. So with that, we'll move on to online communication. Gary, did you want to add anything else?
Thank you, Chair. For the cannabis feedback, we'll get back to all of you commissioners on kind of the status of where things are at, and then we'll see what options are to get back to the constituent. And the short-term rental recordings online, I'll find out what's going on and report back to the board. Thank you.
Right. And one other thing having to do with the workforce development out there near Welch's or Zigzag, I thought I saw some documents that we are supporting that. Is that correct? Do you recall that?
Supporting what
The
again?
the BLM, what she's talking about, the housing up there.
Oh, yes, you have supported that in the past?
Yes.
It's been a while, but you did as a
Yeah,
board.
so I
yes.
recall that
Yes.
we're behind that. I just want you to know, we feel that's critically important. So, okay. Thank you all, colleagues. Andrew?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Returning to virtual attendance for public communication, if you are attending this meeting virtually and wish to comment not on any item that has its own specific public hearing on today's agenda, this is your opportunity to please raise your hand. I will call on you in the order that I see. This is a final call if you're attending this meeting virtually to raise your hand if you wish to comment. Mr. Chair, I see no other members of the public, either physically or virtually present, who wish to comment during general public communication today.
All right, thank you, Andrew. I'll now close the public communication. I'll now recess as Board of County Commissioners and convene as the Housing Authority of Clackamas County. And I'll turn to Gary as to what do you have next for us?
Yes, thank you. You are now meeting as the Housing Authority of Clackamas County Board of Directors for the Housing Authority Consent Agenda. Joining you online is Housing Resident Commissioner Ann Leenstra. Good morning, Commissioner Leenstra.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Andrew, would you please read the consent agenda?
Consent agenda for the Housing Authority of Clackamas County. Item A, approval of a resolution to adopt the 2026 Annual Public Housing Authority Plan and Moving to Work Supplement. No county general funds are involved. Mr. Chair, that concludes the Housing Authority consent agenda.
All right. Do any of my colleagues wish to remove any item from the agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion?
I move we approve the Housing Authority consent agenda.
Second.
All right. Commissioner Leistra has moved to approve the Housing Authority consent agenda. Commissioner Allen seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Leenstra,
Aye.
Commissioner Helm,
Aye.
Commissioner Savis,
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0, Mr. Chair.
All right. And Housing Commissioner Leistra, thank you so much for your involvement. We sure appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You're right. I will now adjourn as the Housing Authority and reconvene as the Board of County Commissioners. Gary?
Thank you. Next, you have two presentations, Commissioners. The first is approval of a proclamation of April 2026 as Grange Month in Clackamas County. A brief presentation will be shared with you by our Grange leaders in the county, Don Kingsborough from the Warner Grange and Shirley Gilman from the Redling Grange. Would you please come forward? Or Don, at least Don, come forward.
Actually, Georgine Berrigan.
Oh, I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you for doing that.
So if you'd like to make a few comments, please go ahead.
Am I limited to 1 day or 2?
We're not limiting your time, but concise is appreciated.
This is from the Grange, no, not the street.
Well, good morning, Chair Roberts, commissioners, and Gary and Andrew. It's always a pleasure to be here. I love coming to your meetings. I think you're even a little bit more formal than we are at our Grange meetings. So. We are representing the Clackamas Pomona Grange. In our world, Pomona means a collection of granges. In this case, Clackamas County has 16 granges that are active in the county and doing community service. Our most important, our very favorite community service project is the Veterans Village, or I think you call it the Transitional Village. We've been involved with that since before it was built. It's been a wonderful experience for us. For me personally, I've gotten to know some of the residents. I'm sad when they move on, but I'm happy. And occasionally, I'm lucky enough to meet one of them in his workplace or on the street, and it's a big thrill. We have we pick up food twice a month. Somebody on the Community Service Committee picks up the food. And I love to say this, we pick it up at the 10 o'clock church on the 10 o'clock hill at 10 o'clock in the morning. Isn't that just a number 10?
Can't get me
Thank
under
you.
10.
Ba-dum-bum.
Anyway, we pick up the food and we deliver it to the village. Some of the residents come out and get it, and we get to help putting it away, and it's just a very positive experience. In addition to that, on a regular basis, Clark's Grange, once a month, prepares food at their Grange Hall. And they started doing this very, very early in the village's life. So they prepare a full meal, transport it, I don't remember the name of the containers, but they transport it heated or chilled, depending on what it is. And we take it to the village, and we set up a table. Baskin Robbins in Gladstone donates ice cream. And we sit down and we have Sunday dinner with the veterans. And it is truly a wonderful experience. It's the veterans like it, the staff likes it, and we Grangers that get to attend it also like it. So each Grange in Clackamas County contributes something to the village. At the end of this month, April 25th, we have our big drive, and that will be mostly paper products and hygiene products. And we will fill a car and fill a pickup, and we'll take it to the village, and they'll say, where are we going to store all this? And then a few months later, they'll be asking for the same thing again. So I want to give you a brief description of what some of the Granges in the county do. Maplewood Grange, they have a pioneer cemetery. They spent 40 hours cleaning the cemetery. They participate in Ag Fest. They collect clothing for a clothing and supply drive in Maplewood area, south of Canby. They donate produce to the local food bank. They donate money to the Backpack Buddy program, which is in Marion County for weekend lunches. They make a monetary donation to the Start Right program. They also make a monetary donation, and they spent $1,500 buying milk, just milk for the Buddy program. They offer their hall, as do all Granges, at a discount for public service groups and for a community that wants to have a meeting, whether it be to discuss politics or road conditions or whatever. Almost every Grange Hall is available for free to have a public meeting. So I wish we had a Grange up on the mountain. We used to. Sunnyside Grange. Sunnyside Grange this year has donated 670 pounds to the Oregon Food Bank. They are currently raising money to put a bench along a trail in the Happy Valley area. They have blood drives 3 to 4 times a year. Harding Grange. I saw a video on Facebook. They recently had an Easter egg hunt. I don't know where all those kids came from. They must have incorporated, they must have brought them in from someplace else. There were a lot of kids. So they had their Easter egg hunt, and they had a breakfast. They have dinner every month for the community, and they are a gleaner distribution site. Beaver Creek Grange, coming up, and is on May 10th, is Mother's Day breakfast. They also have a monthly breakfast on the first Saturday. The Beaver Creek Lions use their hall. The Cub Scouts and Girl Scouts use their hall. This is free of charge. They have a blood drive every 2 months. They host the Beaver Creek Hamlet. They have a St. Patty's Day dinner, which is really good if you all like corned beef cabbage. It's really good and filling. And they participate in the Christmas tree lighting in the Beaver Creek area. They open their hall and let people come in and eat and sing and light the Christmas tree. So Boring Damascus Grange also has a Christmas tree lighting event where they provide snacks and they go to the Boring Trailhead Park. They also participate in the Boring Dull Day. And if you don't know what Boring, Oregon is and Dull, Scotland is, and that probably sounds depressing, but they do that every August. And they are trying desperately to teach Paul Savas to pour syrup without spilling it, because they have a strawberry waffle feed every year. And I don't know, Paul, have you learned how to spill syrup or learned how to?
Yeah, well, I do my best, and the whipped cream, and the strawberries as well.
Right on. That's a fun event. The strawberry waffle thing is a time for local community leaders, state representatives, county commissioners, others to come out and get acquainted with the people in the community over waffles and whipped cream and syrup. The Molalla Grange, they donate to the senior center every month. They have scholarships for high school students. They contribute to Dogs for Better Living. They contribute to the local food bank. Clackamas Women's Services, Veterans Village, of course. They give used glasses to the Lions Club. They allow the Girl Scouts and the Gleaners to use their hall for free. They recently hosted a disaster preparedness event, which is getting more and more important as fire becomes a big part of our lives. This year, they gave out school supplies at Halloween in their trunk or treat event. Warner Grange has recently started having, I can't say this correctly, loteria. I can't roll my tongue. Anyway, loteria is Mexican bingo. And you'd be surprised how much the community loves it. Instead of letters and numbers, there's symbols. You know, so it really is fun. Springwater Grange. Springwater Grange has breakfast on the first Saturday every month, except during the summer. And the funds from that breakfast, especially the tip jar, go to different events. They might go to the Veterans Village, might go to the Estacado Food Bank, might go to a scholarship program, might go to the dictionary program. Coming up Saturday, I gave you all a flyer. They're having a spaghetti dinner, which the money from that will go to raise money to buy dictionaries. June 13th, they're having a strawberry social. August the 4th, National Night Out. At National Night Out, your finest in blue, which I guess they wear khaki green. Usually the Sheriff's Department comes out, and also the Estacado Fire Department comes out. And last year, I think it was last year, they brought a brand new fire truck that had not had experience yet. Yeah, it was really cool. September 13th, we'll have a community fair for the community and a car show, and that's gotten really, really popular. We have a new program that's only a couple of years old now. One of our members that passed away left us some money, and we give a grant to teachers that want to do something in the community that's not necessarily covered by school funds. For instance, one teacher took a trip down to Meet the Thorns. You know, they thought that was pretty cool. They got to go downtown and meet the Thorns. You can't remember what the other programs have been, but the teachers are very impressed that we can give them money to do something that's outside of the budget. Okay, I mentioned the dictionary program. Some years ago, a gal by the name of Mary French in North Carolina went to her little girl's class and found no dictionaries. So she bought dictionaries for the kids in the class. And she looked around and found out a bunch of the schools didn't have dictionaries. So she started what's called the Dictionary Project. And that's been about 25 years ago. Several of the Granges in Oregon, several of the Granges in Clackamas County, and several Granges across the United States participate in that program. In the last approximately 20 years, there have been 37,762,685 dictionaries given out, donated. This school year, 568,692. A little personal story before I close and let Georgine read the proclamation. I'm sure you all been in a dentist chair, unless you got perfect teeth. And you know, you're laying there on your back and you got your mouth open and the hygienist actually is talking to you and you want to answer, but you can't. Well, my recent experience this last Monday, I'm laying there and a gal started talking about her kids, and turns out she has an 11-year-old boy and I think a 9-year-old boy. And when I got a chance, I said, well, where do you live? And then she opened my mouth again. She said, I live in Canby. And I waited and I waited and I waited. Well, and then finally I got to say, what school do your kids go to? And she said, 91 school. And then she went back in my mouth, and I'm then, Anyway, so her 11-year-old son came home with a dictionary that that Warner Grange, which is my home Grange, had given to them. Now, I don't get to get that experience very often where I get to talk to somebody that's gotten one of the dictionaries, other than when I go to the school and a kid from last year will say, hey, I'm still using that dictionary. But the neat part of this one is that kid, this is a physical dictionary. I mean, the kids have iPads and laptops and telephones and all this stuff. This kid's got a physical dictionary, which I think y'all have up there. Okay, inside that dictionary is a Star Spangled Banner with sheet music. This 11-year-old boy who is taking piano lessons is teaching himself to play our Star Spangled Banner out of our dictionary.
Wow.
And I am pleased. I can't give enough enthusiasm to that story. I mean, it just makes me tingle. In fact, to finish up her job, she just held her instrument straight, and I just vibrated with excitement. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for doing the proclamation for Clackamas Pomona Grange. On behalf of our president, Joyce Parker, thank you very much for keeping our county safe, for keeping our county beautiful, and for making the sun shine today. Georgine.
Thank you for this opportunity. In the matter of April 20 month in Clackamas County, whereas the board's strategic goals include public trust in government, good government, and safe, secure and livable communities. And whereas the Grange complements these goals through its mission to strengthen individuals, families, and communities through grassroots action, service, education, advocacy, and agricultural awareness. And whereas for nearly 160 years, the Grange has thrived because of strong community Granges serving as gathering places where neighbors connect, leaders are developed, and local solutions are born. And whereas the strength of the Grange is built upon the vitality, visibility, and engagement of each community Grange across the country, and whereas in a time when communities seek belonging, civil dialogue, and local leadership, community Granges offer trusted spaces where individuals can serve, learn, and lead together. And whereas Grange Month is an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the past, present, and future contributions of Grange members to Clackamas County. Now, therefore, the Clackamas County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim April 2026 as Grange Month in Clackamas County.
All right, thank you very much. And before we move forward to adopt that, I want to give my colleagues an opportunity to make comments. I see Commissioner Savas has a comment.
Well, I think this is one of my favorite days of the year on the county commissions, when you all come to us and talk about your successes and what you're doing. And I also appreciate pointing out the volunteer work with the Veterans Village. So I greatly appreciate it, really a heartfelt appreciation for all that you do and all the contributions the philanthropy that you all provide, the Granges provide. So again, it's just a testament, I think, to who we are as Clackamas County and the backbone, really, I think, of this county is the people within it and all that you do. So much appreciated, and look forward to the next event.
All right, thank you. Did you want to make a comment? All right, one comment I just want to say that I've had personal experience with the Backpack Buddy program and how important that is really sending food home with kids. And it really does make a difference. I've had a number of conversations with some of the social workers that are in the schools. They help identify those kids in need. And when they come to school hungry, one of the things education is they cannot focus on their education if they're hungry. And why that is so important is it academically makes them successful. And I just have seen that program up front, and just want to say thank you for doing that. I also want to kind of give a shout out, for the Frog Pond Grange. And I've had the opportunity to go visit it. The folks there are working hard to make that really continue the long history that it's had. It is really a kind of an icon in the Wilsonville area. And so just a thank you. And I would just encourage folks that if they want to help and support Granges, reach out to your local Grange. And as many organizations, they can use help from all of us. So I know you give to the community, but individuals in the community can also help support local Granges, which is really important. So with that, I'll ask if I could have a motion for the proclamation from one of my colleagues here.
Sure. I move we approve the proclamation of April 2026 as Grange Month in Clackamas County.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Savas has moved to approve the proclamation April 2026 is Grange Month in Clackamas County, and Commissioner Helm has seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
All right, I know we have a number of representatives from some of the Granges. If you would be so kind to come up front so we could get a picture with the members of you, we'd love to have you up here.
You know what? I totally forgot to mention the candidates forum.
Squeeze in. Are we ready? You see everybody? All right. Smile here. And we'll do one more. Oh, sure. If you want to do a crazy one, a green one. There you go. Perfect. All right. That's the one everybody wants.
Oh, please let me.
No,
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, old age.
thank you.
Thank you.
Follow you.
All right, we'll go ahead and jump right back into business. I know we have some of my colleagues here on a tight timeline as well. So, Gary, what do you have next for us?
Thank you. The next presentation is Business Spotlight, QB Fabrication and Welding. Here in Clackamas County, Laura Edmonds, Economic Development Manager, will present. And joining today is Ben Quach, who's the founder of QB Fabrication, and Maria Naylor, the Executive Administrator of QB Fabrication. Welcome to our guests, and Laura, go ahead, please.
Okay, here, you two sit here, and I'll sit over here. All right. Thank you. So good morning. I think it's still, yeah, Chair and Commissioners, a privilege to be before you again. And it is our pleasure to come before you with to present our 7th Business Spotlight presentation in our series. QB Fabrication and Welding is a multi-generational business, and joining us, as Gary said, is Ben Quach, founder and father. Ivy does send her regrets because she is out sick today. And then also Maria Naylor, Executive Administrator. So funding for the video production series is through Office of Economic Development's lottery funds, as well as the budgeted county general funds supporting public and government affairs. Back in May 13th of 2025, you approved as part of your business outreach strategy, you included the development of this Business Spotlight series. So we appreciate that support and opportunity. So Office of Economic Development, in collaboration with Public Government Affairs, established the video program in spring of 2025 and we started presenting the videos to you in October of 25. So with that said, the videos, they're shortened. They're shortened for today's presentation, but the elongated and original versions will be on the website as well as social media. We are committed to delivering one a month for about 10 months. QB Fabrication and Welding is a Clackamas-based metal manufacturing company that specializes in transmission towers, substations, and distribution products for the utility industry. Currently, QB is the only metal fabricator in the Northwest that manufactures steel lattice towers from 115,000 volt to 500,000 volt. QB is a 24 grant recipient that received $50,000 for a capital project to purchase new machinery to help increase production capacity. The grants that were administered, these are the fiscal year 24-25 grants, and the grants are funded through Office of Economic Development lottery dollars. So let's proceed with the video, and then Ben and Maria will be able to answer any questions you have.
QB Fabrication and Welding has been around for over 38 years. We've been in Clackamas County for over 10 years. And what we do is we specialize manufacturing transmission towers and substations all over the northwestern states, including California and also in Canada. Some of our key clients include Bonneville Power Administration, Portland General Electric, Wilson Construction, and Northwestern Energy back in Montana as well. My dad is the founder, Mr. Ben Quach. He founded it along with my mom, Wick Liu. They came from Vietnam in 1978 after the Vietnam War, and they resided here in the Northwest since then.
People work at QB call me OZ. That means the old guy, because I work with QB, I think, over 20 years.
We have over 38 full-time employees here. We've grown over 70%, and we are rapidly expanding and growing.
Our company is about 5 acres, and we can produce here about 500,000 pounds of steel of those components for the electric towers.
The grant allowed us to get a new press brake and also a brand new angle master with that, which has definitely helped reduce some of the bottlenecks that we are having with old equipments and also just brand new equipments to need to increase our capacity. We've actually been able to get a CNC press brake operator as well too that's dedicated for that and is currently in training. And then also on top of that with the new angle master, we have a CNC operator that actually understands what they're doing from doing the plate burners, beam line, and now understanding how to use the brand new angle master.
And we are still looking into the expanding our business and our capacities. And thanks to Clackamas County grant, we are able to do that.
They have been such immense help for us in many different ways. The Enterprise Zone program has definitely helped us. They've actually been supportive with WorkSource as well too, showing the resources with more skilled workforce here than we thought we would ever find. And a lot of our folks love being in Clackamas County too. We're going to continue growing and expanding. We're actively looking for lands and buildings here in Clackamas County. We want to stay here. That's the future. And the second thing is we hope that we can continue providing stronger relationships, hopefully internationally as well too, so we can actually be the premier, utility manufacturer for the United States eventually.
Wow, fantastic, very fantastic. Go ahead, Commissioner Saus.
Yeah, I just want to say I had the privilege, and thank you for hosting us, have the privilege of touring your facility and meeting you all, and Ivy as well. So I was very impressed with your work, and you're right, you mentioned the expansion, so I knew you were moving into the property next door still.
Yes.
Great, great. We just want you to be successful. And I was very impressed with the work, and also nice to see the press brake and that other machine as well. I was pretty impressed again how that one machine punched all those holes in there in the perfect location. So very nice.
Yeah.
All right.
First of all, would like to thank you, Clackamas County, with support for QB. Now we had a new press brake. It really worked very well for us, help us keep moving the production quicker. We don't have to wait like the old time. We don't have a press brake like Clackamas County supporters. Mm-hmm. Then we had to send out waiting for 6 weeks before the part get back, and then we lay some time. We work with Bonneville Power with the power line went down. They need them now, so we don't have that kind of equipment to quick turnaround. But now with Clackamas County support, yes, we got them now. So really would turn around really nice equipment and good production, fast turnaround. Boy, we love it. Thank you so much for Clackamas County support QB. So we had today. This is really everyone happy.
Thank you. Did you want to say
Yes,
something?
I just what a great story. I mean, I haven't had the privilege to tour your operation yet, but it's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. And I hope you can grow and expand here. We are looking for more land, always, always, always. So we just appreciate you being a partner with us, and we're happy that you're here.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and first of all, you energize me. So
I know,
I got to tell
right?
you, QB, I think you ought to be the quarterback because I'll be on your team. And so I just wanted to say, I mean, it is very exciting. You have 38 FTEs. You've been in business for 38 years,
Yeah.
right? And 10 years in Clackamas County.
Yes,
And
sir.
we're really excited that you're here. And I think most importantly, we want you to know this, is that we so much believe in businesses just like yours, and that we can only be successful because of you guys. You guys are the economic driver of our communities. And the more businesses that come here, that helps support so many things. So you might not realize that to the degree, but it is such a huge economic driver in our counties, and we couldn't be more pleased. And we are always here to support you, and want to wish you all the best. And I love the video, and I am going to come by and see your operation firsthand. I haven't been there
Please.
yet, and
Please.
for the
Yeah,
two
we'll
of us,
go-
we're
we'll
going
go
to come
together.
down and visit.
Yes.
So, all right. Thank you both very much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah. Anything else?
So now a photo op, please.
Oh, yes, photo op, sorry. Very excited.
I have to wear my socks today instead of my jeans.
On this side.
All right. And we'll do one more. Perfect.
Ben's hand was raised. Chair,
All right.
before we go, Commissioner West had his hand raised. I
Oh, I'm
apologize, I missed
sorry.
it.
I didn't see
Can you
that.
speak, please, before our friends?
Yes, can you hold on one second? One of our commissioners that is not here right now, he wanted to make a comment. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Commissioner West, I didn't see the light.
You're on mute, Commissioner.
Commissioner West, I believe you're muted.
You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now,
Yes.
Commissioner. Thank you.
Fantastic. I just wanted to say thank you so much for choosing to do business in Clackamas County, and we appreciate that. And there's a lot of places you can decide to do business, and you chose our county, and you're such an important part of the fabric of our community. And I wish I was there to take a photo and celebrate with you all. I would also love the opportunity to see your facilities. This Clackamas County is very much prioritizing business development, economic development, finding vitality and resiliency for our business community moving forward. Now, if I'm correct, I'm a nurse by trade, so I don't know much about machining and things like that, but I'm pretty sure Commissioner Savas, this is right up his wheelhouse. If you've ever been to Commissioner Savas's shop, it's full of machines that look very impressive, and they're very large, and they do very cool things, and I have no idea what that is. But they make parts and do things, and so I truly do believe that he was very impressed and wowed and probably geeking out a little bit about the machinery that we were able to help you get through a grant process that allows you to be more responsive and have better outcomes and provide better service in a timely manner to your customers. That's fantastic. I hope we can find other ways to partner with you in the future and other businesses like yours. We just really want to have a pro job creation, pro economy, pro growth mindset here in Clackamas County. We need more of that in Oregon, and you guys are part of that resiliency and that future with us. So once again, thank you so much for choosing to do business in Clackamas.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah. If I may, like a small comment about the parts, what do they mean?
Yes.
For example, this press brake led us to reduce the production. We used to make part took us 12 hours. Now it takes us 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Like 6 times less.
Wow.
And we do it in-house. We don't have to outsource and wait, like Ben mentioned. Like plan ahead weeks ahead.
Right.
Wait till it's done, bring it back, not get lost in the way.
Right.
Right. And for example, we also now ordering more of the dies for this press break that are custom made. Now we're working on the McNair Roundup project for Burma Administration, and we need to make plate. Curve plate. It took us 4 steps to form the plate. Now it's just one time.
Oh,
Wow.
be darned. I'll be
So
darned.
it's,
That's awesome.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Improving.
Thank you.
Efficiency.
Fantastic. Thank you again. Thank you
Yes.
for coming today, too.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Give it up for him. Very impressive. I love to start my day out with that, huh?
know,
Is that
right?
nice? That's great news. Gary, what's next?
All right, thank you. Next, you have 5 public hearings. First is second reading and approval of Ordinance 02-2026, an ordinance amending Ordinance 2-97, Public Land Corner Preservation, and declaring an emergency. Jeff Munns, Assistant County Counsel, will present. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good morning, Chair, Commissioners. This is the second reading on the Ordinance 02-2026. This amends Ordinance 2-97. This is the Public Land Corner Preservation Fund, essentially, or it is that. This has to do with survey monuments. The legislature last year in House Bill 3175 changed this law slightly. Instead of capping the fee for this charge for those to fund this preservation fund at $10, it allows you as the Board of County Commissioners to set this by resolution as you do all of the other fees and so on for the county. It's declaring an emergency so that you can do so and have it effective for the next fiscal year.
All right. Colleagues, any questions? All right, I'll now open the public hearing on this item, and I'll turn to our clerk. Please moderate those comments for us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you're attending this meeting in person and wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please fill out a blue card and deposit in the box that can be found by the center doors. Mr. Chair, seeing no members of the public physically present who wish to comment on this specific item, with your assent, I'll now move to those attending virtually. If you're attending this meeting virtually and wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please raise your hand, and I will call on you in the order that I see. Mr. Chair, I see no other members of the public, either physically or virtually present today, wish to comment on this specific item.
All right, thank you. I'll now close the public hearing and check to see if there's any of the commissioners have any other comments. Seeing none, may I have a motion?
I move we read the ordinance by title only.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Savas has moved to read the ordinance by title only. Commissioner Helm has seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West. Commissioner West, if you're speaking, we can't currently hear you right now.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
All right. All right, clerk, will you read the read by title only for us?
Yes, Mr. Chair. This is Ordinance 02-2026, entitled as an ordinance amending Ordinance 2-97, Public Land Corner Preservation and declaring an emergency. That is the title, Mr. Chair.
All right. Is there a motion to approve?
I move we approve ordinance 02-2026.
Second.
All right. Commissioner Savas has moved to approve an ordinance 02-2026. Commissioner Helm has seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
All right. Gary, what's next? Thank you, Mr. Munns.
Thank you. The next public hearing is a second reading and approval of Ordinance 03-2026, an ordinance amending County Code Chapter 2.15, County Internal Auditor. Presenting is Jody Cochran, the county's internal auditor. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Chair, Commissioners. Administrator, Council. So again, Jody Cochran, Clackamas County County Internal Auditor. This is the third presentation of an amendment to the county code designed to reinforce the independence of the Office of County Internal Audit and the Internal Auditor. So you had this information come before the Policy Committee on March 3rd. There was a first reading on March 2nd, or excuse me, March 12th. There are two items that are being asked. The first is to just clarify and define a role that exists in practice already. That's the Internal Audit Administrator. The second is a refinement and restructuring of the Internal Audit Oversight Committee, making that membership from a 7-committee to a 5-member committee. That realigns the participation level of both the County Administrator and County Council to non-voting participants. So in addition to those two revisions, there's some administrative edits as well as a slight adjustment to the board's participation and representation on the Internal Audit Oversight Committee. Rather than the vice chair by position serving on the Oversight Committee, the board would select and appoint one of its members to serve on the Oversight Committee.
All right, any questions from my colleagues? See, now I'll open the public hearing on this item, so I'll turn to our clerk and help moderate that for me.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you're attending this meeting in person, wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please fill out a blue card and deposit in the box that can be found by the center doors. Mr. Chair, seeing no members of the public physically present wish to comment on this specific item, with your assent, I'll turn to those attending virtually. If you're attending this meeting virtually, wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please raise your hand. Mr. Chair, I see no other members of the public physically or virtually present who wish to comment on this specific item today.
All right, thank you, Andrew. I'll now close the public hearing. Check with the commissioners if you have any other questions. Seeing none, may I have a motion?
Chair, I move we read the ordinance by title only.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Helm has moved to read the ordinance by title only. Commissioner Savas has seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, would you please call the poll?
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
All right, so I'll ask Andrew if you'd read by title only for us.
Yes, Mr. Chair. The ordinance is 03-2026, entitled as an ordinance amending County Code Chapter 2.15, County Internal Auditor. That is the title, Mr. Chair.
Okay, next, is there a motion to approve?
I move we approve ordinance 03-2026.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Helm has moved to approve ordinance 03-2026. Commissioner Savas has seconded. Any further discussion?
Yes, Chair. I just
Yes.
want to just do a shout out to Jody Cochran and the Treasurer's Office for all the great work and advancing and continually improving the processes for the internal auditor. It's been quite the journey, and we've just done better and better and always making improvements to make it more efficient and more independent. So I thank you.
All right, thank you. Clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West. Commissioner West, if you're speaking, we can't currently hear you.
Sorry about that. I clicked the wrong button. Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
Thank you again, Andrew. And Gary, what's next?
Thank you. The next public hearing is second reading and approval of ordinance 04-2026, an ordinance amending County Code Chapter 2.03, Hospital Facility Authority, and declaring an emergency. Back again is Jeff Munns, Assistant County Counsel. Go ahead, please.
All right, thank you. As you recall, in January, we reconstituted the Hospital Facility Authority with the 5 board members serving as the board for that entity. Our current ordinance for that provides for a 7-member board. So you do have a quorum with 5 of you, but as you know, we set up this, reconstituted this Hospital Facility Authority so that different entities could take advantage of that and issue bonds and so on. So they've hired bond counsel, and they would like our ordinance to match the statute closer so that it's consistent with having 5 is allowed. So ORS 441.535 provides that a hospital authority shall have no fewer than 5 members and no more than 11 members. And so by changing our ordinance, it's consistent with the statute, satisfies bond counsel, because they, as paranoid as we can be as your lawyers, they don't want to have any potential questions with this, any interpretation. So at the request of the bond counsel, we've made this amendment for your consideration to facilitate moving the activities of the Hospital Facility Authority forward.
All right, any questions? All right, I'll now open the public hearing on this item, and Clerk, can you moderate that for us?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you're attending this meeting in person and wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please fill out a blue card and deposit in the box that can be found by the center doors. Mr. Chair, seeing no members of the public physically present wish to comment on this specific item, with your assent, I'll move to those attending virtually. If you're attending this meeting virtually and wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please raise your hand. I will call on you in the order that I see. Mr. Chair, I see no other members of the public, either physically or virtually present, wish to comment on this specific item today.
Thank you. I'll now close the public hearing and check to see if commissioners have any other input or comments. And seeing none, may I have a motion to read the ordinance by title only?
I move we read the ordinance by title only.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Helmet has moved to read the ordinance by title only. Commissioner Savas has seconded that. Any further discussion? Not seeing any. Clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
All right, once again, Andrew, will you read by title only for us?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Ordinance is 04-2026, entitled as an ordinance amending County Code Chapter 2.03, Hospital Facility Authority, and declaring an emergency. That is the title, Mr. Chair.
Next, is there a motion to approve that?
Chair, I move we approve ordinance 04-2026.
Second.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Savas has moved to approve the ordinance 04-2026. Commissioner Helm has seconded that. Any further discussion?
Yes, Chair, just real briefly, several years ago, we initiated this hospital authority, and I'm glad from time to time it can be utilized. I know it's not a very active committee at times, but when the call's there, we're prepared to deal with it. I appreciate the fact that we are improving this, making this amendment today.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
Moving on, and thank you again, Mr. Munns, but it looks like you're also back again. So Gary, what's next?
Yes, the next public hearing is approval of a boundary change proposal number 2024-001 for sewer and stormwater services to 19024 South Rose Road in Oregon City. Jeff Munns, Assistant County Counsel, will present. Go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you. This is another annexation into a component of West. This is an annexation of the Tri-City Service District. This is a single-family residence that will be discontinuing a septic and annexing into the sewer district for the sewer services. You'll notice this is a 2024 annexation. It took some time for them to get all of the maps, legal description type information together, then getting approved by Department of Revenue, but it is back and it is followed the proper process. All the notices have been provided as required, and mailings and so on, and publications. It is consistent with our comprehensive plan as well as state law and the code. So staff recommends approval of the annexation 2024-001.
Thank you. Colleagues, any questions? All right, I'll now open the public hearing on this item. Clerk, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you're attending this meeting in person and wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please fill out a blue card and deposit in the box found by the center doors. Mr. Chair, seeing no members of the public physically present who wish to comment on this specific item, I'll now move to those attending virtually. If you're attending this meeting virtually and wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please raise your hand. Mr. Chair, I see no other members of the public either physically or virtually present who wish to comment on this specific item today.
Thank you. I'll now close the public hearing and check to see if commissioners have any comments or additions. Doesn't appear so. So is there a motion to approve?
I move we approve boundary change proposal number 2024-001.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Helm has moved to approve boundary change proposal 2024-001. Commissioner Savage has seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk?
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
Gary, what's next?
The final public hearing is approval of boundary change proposal 2025-013 for sewer and stormwater services to 19530 South Central Point Road in Oregon City. No county general funds are involved. They weren't for the other item either. Jeff Munns, Assistant County Counsel, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Again, this is a single-family residence in Oregon City. This is also being annexed into the Tri-City Service District, component of WES. This one is for the same purpose, to discontinue septic and connect to the sewer system. This one had proper notices sent out. It is consistent with state law and our comprehensive plan, as well as the city's, and staff recommends approval of this annexation.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Munns. Any questions? Seeing none, I'll open the public hearing on this item. Andrew.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you're attending this meeting in person and wish to comment on this specific item, this is your opportunity to please fill out a blue card and deposit in the box found by the center doors. Mr. Chair, seeing no members of the public physically present wish to comment on this item, I'll now move with your assent to those attending virtually. If you're attending this meeting virtually and wish to comment on this specific item only, this is your opportunity to please raise your hand. Mr. Chair, I see no other members of the public physically or virtually present wish to comment today.
All right, we're moving right along. Thank you, everybody. So I'll now close the public hearing, check to see if there's any comments by my commissioners. Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
I move we approve boundary change proposal number 2025-013.
Second.
All right, Commissioner Savis has moved to approve the boundary change proposal 2025-013. Commissioner Helmuth seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Commissioner Savis.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you again, Mr. Munns. Gary, what's next?
Thank you. Next is the consent agenda for the Board of County Commissioners. Andrew, would you please read the consent agenda?
Consent agenda for the Board of County Commissioners. Item A, elected officials. 1, approval of previous business meeting minutes for the Board of County Commissioners. 2, approval of a contract with Axon Enterprise for video evidence analysis artificial intelligence tools. Contract value is $1,946,228.06 for 10 years. Funding is through budgeted county general funds. 3, approval of a board order to cancel delinquent business, personal property, and manufactured structure property tax accounts. Total tax cancellation amount is $500,966.60. B, County Administration. 1, approval of a memorandum of understanding with the Bureau of Land Management to serve as a cooperating agency for the Western Oregon Resources Management Plan revision and designation of a county representative. No fiscal impact, no county general funds are involved. C, County Council. 1, approval of a resolution of necessity for acquisition of easements through good faith negotiations or, if necessary, condemnation actions for the Middle Clackamas Interceptor Project. No county general funds are involved. D, Juvenile. 1, approval of a reinstatement and amendment to an intergovernmental agreement with Oregon Department of Human Services for partial reimbursement of youth placements. Amendment value is $400,000 for 2 years. Total agreement value is $800,000 for 5 years. Funding is the United States Department of Health and Human Services. No county general funds are involved. E, Technology Services. 1, approval of a board order authorizing a purchase order to CDWG for cloud-based email security platform Mimecast. Contract value is $522,245.50 for 3 years. Funding is through departmental cost allocation, which may include a small portion of budgeted county general funds. F, Health, Housing, Human Services. 1, approval of revenue lease agreement with Genoa Healthcare for pharmacy space at the Beaver Creek Health Center. Agreement value is approximately $49,257.48 for 5 years. Funding through Genoa Healthcare. No county general funds are involved. 2, approval of an intergovernmental agreement with Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue for ambulance services. Agreement value is $796,935.27 for 10 years. Funding is through the American Medical Response Agreement's cost savings provision. No county general funds are involved. 3, approval of a local subrecipient grant agreement with the Mental Health Association of Oregon for alcohol and drug recovery peer-delivered services. Agreement value is $322,070 for 1 year. Funding is the Oregon Health Authority. No county general funds are involved. 4, approval of an amendment to an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Sandy for elderly and disabled transportation services. Amendment value is $110,000 for 15 months. Total agreement value is $3,313,949 for 20 months. Funding is through statewide transportation improvement funds with a required match of $55,000 in budgeted county general funds. G, transportation development. 1, approval of property sale of a tax foreclosed parcel to the City of West Lynn. Sale value is $1,128.78. Funding is to the City of West Lynn. No county general funds are involved. 2, approval of 4 funding agreements with Manny's Choice, Motorized Precision, SNWTEC, and Whispering Lavender Farm for Business Development Grant Program awards. Total agreements value is $147,800 for 2 years. Funding is through budgeted lottery dollars. No county general funds are involved. 3, approval of an amendment to a purchase order with the Oregon Department of Administrative Services for the purchase of road paint from Ennis Flint. Amendment value is $200,000 and no time increase. Total contract value is $1 million for 1 year. Funding is through the County Road Fund. No county general funds are involved. 4, approval of board order for a purchase order to OpenGov for transportation asset tracking software. Order value is $391,751.16 for 3 years. Funding is to the County Road Fund. No county general funds are involved. Mr. Chair, that concludes the Board of County Commissioners' consent agenda.
All right. Andrew, as always, nice job. So do any of my colleagues wish to remove any item from the agenda? All right. May I have a motion?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All right. Commissioner Helm has moved to approve the consent agenda. Commissioner Sabat has seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, will you please call the poll?
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Savas.
Aye.
Commissioner Helm.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
All right, I'll now recess as Board of County Commissioners, convene as the Water Environment Services Board of Directors. Gary?
Next is the consent agenda for Water Environment Services. Andrew, would you please read the consent agenda?
Water Environment Services Board of Directors consent agenda. Item A, approval of an amendment to a contract with Tapani for Intertie 2 Force Main Project Design Refinements. Amendment value is $696,867.07 for no time increase. Total contract value is $16,164,042.57 for 2 years. Funding is through Water Environment Services Sanitary Sewer Construction Funds. No county general funds are involved. B, approval of an amendment to a contract with Hazen and Sawyer DPC for Tri-City Water Quality Lab Remodel Design Services. Amendment value is $417,660 for 17 months. Total contract value is $688,435 for 3 years. Funding is through Water Environment Services, Surface Water and Sanitary Sewer Construction Funds. No county general funds are involved. Mr. Chair, that concludes the Water Environment Services Board of Directors consent agenda.
Okay, does anyone want to remove anything from the consent agenda? May I have a motion?
I move we approve the West consent agenda.
Second.
Director Savas has moved to approve the consent agenda. Director Helm has seconded that. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk, will you please call the poll?
Director West.
Aye.
Director Helm.
Aye.
Director Savas.
Aye.
Mr. Chair.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0, Mr. Chair.
All right, everybody, we're moving along here. I will now adjourn as the Water Environment Services Board of Directors and reconvene as the Board of County Commissioners. Gary, what's next?
Thank you. Next is County Administrator update. That's me. I have several updates for you today. First is a business item. When the board was on recess, I did sign a contract on your behalf. So, per County Code, Appendix C, Section C-050-0100, Section 5, the County Administrator has authority to sign contracts on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners in any dollar amount when the board is on recess for at least 2 consecutive weeks. The board, you were on recess from March 23rd through March 27th, 2026, and you did not meet on Thursday, April 2nd due to a lack of board quorum. That was 2 consecutive weeks. I signed 1 contract on your behalf. It is for the Finance Department, approval of the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office Aurora Airplane Hangar Lease Agreement. Total lease value is $7,980 from April 1st, 2026 through March 31st, 2027. Funding is through budgeted county general funds. I signed this because there was a delay in getting the lease completed. on both sides, but we got it done, but it was due March 31st when you were on recess, although we could not get it to you before your prior board meeting before you went on recess. Because the dollar amount was so small and it is budgeted funds, I did not have a concern, and the county court allowed me to do it, so I did it. So today I'm just informing you that I signed this contract. It will be filed with the clerk's office and recorded as if it was done by you, although I signed it. Do you have any questions on this contract I signed on your behalf?
I do.
Go ahead.
I know the previous lease was 5 years. Why did we just do a 1 year?
That is a great question that I'll have to get you the answer
Okay,
to. I'm
sorry.
not sure why it was
Sorry,
just 1
not
year.
to surprise you. I didn't know if it was supposed to be a 5
apologize.
years
I'm not
lease.
sure. I'll find out and get that to
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. If I may, I'd like to share a piece of good news that I would normally share during my update, and it's timely because you had the hearing today about the Office of the County Internal Auditor. And the good news is an employee of that office, Kathy Young, who's Senior Internal Auditor, recently received a national award for her service. The National Association of Local Government Auditors, which is a group dedicated to helping auditors protect and enhance the public good, awarded Kathy with the 2025 Knighton Award. This award recognizes the best performance audit reports of the year. Kathy won for her work on the county's asset management report, which was published last year in 2025. Kathy is part of an elite group of accomplished auditors recognized across the United States. And this is our office's first ever submission and win for this award. So thank you to Kathy for her phenomenal work. And Kathy is only one of 2 staff members in that office, Jody being the other. And they are able to really do some phenomenal work with just a 2-person team. And as you know, the work of the County Internal Auditor's Office supports Clackamas County in being accountable and transparent and high functioning to the public. So they are an important part of our government operations. Congratulations to Kathy for this award. Finally, Commissioners, as you know, you will be on recess next week, April 13th through 17th, due to a lack of quorum because many of you are traveling for county business. Thank you, but not enough here to conduct business. There's no board meeting next Thursday, April 16th. The next board business meeting will be Thursday, April 23rd at 10 a.m. That is my update today. Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, thank you, Gary. Next is Commissioner Communication, and go ahead and start with Commissioner Savas. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. As I kind of mentioned on Tuesday, we are just want to give a casual, informal update on the work that the finance work group is doing with regard to CCSO. And I want to do a shout out to all the members of that work group for their participation and the contribution and the positive spirit they're bringing forward. I think it's been very educational. We have found a number of misunderstandings that have been clarified, and we are looking forward to the next meeting in which we are going to work a little bit further on some of those things and as things come up. But it is very interesting how just something as small as citing an expense and the context that can make it very confusing. I'll give you an example of that. One context may be, geez, this contract cost X amount of money, and it sounds like a big number, but maybe the context is it's not an annual number, but it's actually a 3-year number. So I think that when we're talking about the annual budget, that we speak in annual terms, and I think that's an example of communication. So one can get very confused if the number's 3 times bigger or it's 3 times smaller, however you want to look at it. And I think finding that common ground and having a consistent context in which, when we're working on the annual budget, we speak in annual terms, ideally, as best as possible. And I think the other thing I've learned over the years, whether it's been in my business background or product development, is that, when someone brings up a different opinion or has a different idea, I have learned from a teamwork environment that asking the question, well, okay, if I don't understand it, then tell me what explain more. If you have one person has a different opinion, explain more so I can better understand what your point is, as opposed to disregarding those comments or not say ignoring, but just not letting that input be valued. And I think there's again, the greatest teamwork and collaboration I've seen in a long time with this group of people. And again, shout out to the finance staff at the county, and great shout out to the finance staff at CCSO and some of the people around the table. It's been pretty awesome. And I do want to also add, as a segue to this, when it comes to being curious and listening to people and not questioning or doubting what they say, I just want to say I really appreciate, and I shared this with Chair Roberts last week, that, unlike some of his predecessors, he does allow the public to speak. He doesn't question them. He does not criticize them, and he has a welcoming and inviting spirit that he brings forward. So I think that is the very essence of a good government and elected leaders. So I just want to just acknowledge that, Chair. I yield back to you, sir.
All right. Thank you again. And Commissioner West.
Thank you, Chair. And I just want to take a quick second to talk a little bit about the Veterans Village. It was really great to hear the local support from our Grange here in the community that gives the support to our veterans that may be struggling with homelessness, behavioral health issues, and helping find a way to make sure that they're able to get stabilized, healthy, and whole again. I really appreciate those efforts. We almost didn't have a Veterans Village, and it was a hard fight before I was on the commission. And looking back now and seeing how important that fight was to build out so much of the care infrastructure that we have today. The Veterans Village has been replicated. It has been wildly successful, but it almost didn't happen. Commissioner Salvis is one of those reasons why that happened. If you go back and watch all the videos, he was tirelessly advocating for our homeless veterans and believed that they shouldn't have to subsist on the streets, but we can do better for those service members that served our country. And many of them sacrificed much for their service. I remember, if you go back and watch the videos, to cite the actual Veteran Village, to cite the facility there that we have now today, it was a 3-2 vote. It was razor thin. In that vote, Commissioner Salvis really worked to push that through. And there were 2 other commissioners that voted against citing that. There was opposition from other commissioners on the dais about it costs too much or this or that, and they didn't want to move it forward. And it didn't even get a unanimous vote when they tried to bring the service contract forward also for that Veterans Village. But it has been critical, and it, before we even had a recovery-oriented system of care, it absolutely fit that model and the value system that we operate today to help people get the care they need. It is an important part and cornerstone in our recovery care continuum that we give to people, which is much different than what you've seen happen through much of the region. Is also a key to our success. And this board has made a very mindful, concerted efforts to operate with a treatment-first recovery focus and building out all the recovery infrastructure that legitimately didn't even exist 3.5 years ago. But we've been bold and we've worked hard and we've overcome many barriers. And we worked hard to get the $15 million from the state legislature and the governor's office to get the recovery campus to break ground here in just a couple months. And there's so many other things like the Lake Road Behavioral Health Center that we just did the ribbon cutting on. There's a caring place. There's a stabilization center where people can go in an acute crisis and get the care they need instead of intersecting with law enforcement, and so much more that we've done. And so I was reflective of all of that after hearing our community members have supported this far and wide at the very grassroots level to make sure that our care continuum from its earliest infancy before we even knew what it looked like in the Veterans Village has been supported. So shout out to the Grange and shout out to Clackamas County for having the courage and the audacity to step out and say, no, we must do better and take care of our homeless veterans. And I'm really appreciative of that work. And also quick shout out, I didn't say his name, but I'll give former Commissioner Ken Humbertson some really big kudos on this also. I got a chance yesterday at a forum, candidate forum, to thank him myself personally. And I think credit should go where credit's due. But I just wanted to make sure that we were out there championing that and telling the story. And then one last thing is that Veterans Village actually was the model that we were able to make a really successful 2.0 Clackamas Village right next door. So that's also part of our infrastructure that we've built. We've reduced homelessness by close to 65% in Clackamas County. We have the best numbers in the region. It's not close. So just wanted to talk about that today. And since it's been a topic during today's business meeting, Chair, I yield back.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Hill.
Yeah, I just want to echo many of the statements that Commissioner Savas made about the CCSO work group. We are, I think we're making great strides. It's a really great group of people, and we, I think we've all connected as far as what we are trying to accomplish. And I know we have one more meeting coming up. It may be the last, but I think we've made a lot of headway, and it's given me a really good insight. I think it's given you a really great insight, the things that you seem surprised about, the things that we haven't been on the same page as far as language, numbers, and all that, that it's eye-opening, let's say that. So anyway, I have appreciated being part of that group. I attended this week the Boring CPO meeting in Boring at the Boring Grange. And Steve Bates brought up the fact that he came before us recently and had asked for $500,000 to support their park in Boring, and had asked where we were with that. And I said, we're not very far, Steve, because we just don't have those funds available. Now, they have a really great group of volunteers that would like to take part in helping to get the park fixed up. The maintenance on this park is terrible. And I was there at the grand opening of this park back when Dan Odell worked very hard and the other people in Boring were there. However, they did ask if they could borrow a lawnmower, and Clackamas County said no. And I know there's liability waivers involved, but if we could at least supply them the tools and the resources needed, I think they have a crew of people that would be happy to try to get the park up to speed. I think they've got the water thing worked out as well. There was an issue about, there's irrigation, but who's paying for the water and all that. So, but if we scrape together any dollars to help get this park back to where it used to be, I would encourage us to help out in any way we can. And I'll go out and work there on a Saturday myself, so.
There you go. All right, thank you. Just a couple quick comments. April's always something dear to my heart. It's Child Abuse Prevention Month. And I have a long career working child abuse cases. I was a child abuse coordinator. I worked up at Emmanuel Hospital where we'd see 1,400 kids a year. And this statistic always shocked me when I'd be in a classroom full of kids and this is according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, that 1 out of 4 girls and 1 out of 6 boys will be molested by their 18th birthday. And when you think about those numbers and I look at a classroom, I just am always shocked at how unfortunate that is. And so I think this is also a good time to thank those frontline people that work those difficult cases and help support children and families. I also want to thank Mr. Williams. His office, would work human trafficking cases and some of these international cases in his position, both as a U.S. attorney and as a former Multnomah County prosecutor. So I always admired those individuals, the nurses, the social workers that work with children and families that kind of work forward to get them onto a path of recovery. So our own Children's Center, I want to thank the folks that work there. And also CWS, and the list kind of goes on and on. So just if you know some of those individuals, please extend our thanks to the great work they do. Second, I had yesterday I was at Tukwila. That was my very first time there. I just have to say, first a big thank you to the city of Gladstone. We had a huge group there yesterday, and the chief was, the police chief from Gladstone was there, some of his staff, and it has been a little bit of a rocky road over the years. And we changed the housing manager for that complex. And H3S has done really a great job addressing the concerns and issues from the local community. And what was really impressive is how really everybody came together at the table, talked about the problems, really wanted to fix it collectively together. And it was it was great to hear things are moving ahead well. One of the questions that I asked a number of the individuals that were there, and I value my time with frontline people all the time, and I had everybody go around the room and kind of tell me, what did you see as the biggest concern facing you in your role in supporting this population? And there were a number of things, but what really resonated with me was just the dire need and the increase in seniors. So it was, again, kind of affirms that this is a population that needs additional services. And when I looked in the facility, it was an aging population were the majority of the population there. And as I looked down the hallway, I saw lots of walkers and wheelchairs. So it is a population that has health issues, and I know this board's committed to really working on whatever we can do to prepare to, see this increasing population. So thanks to all the staff there. It was really a great opportunity, and Emily for scheduling that for me. The next thing I just wanted to talk quickly about is Gary and I had a Zoom meeting. We've now had one with Yamhill, Marion, and yesterday was with Hood River, looking at could they be a partner in our recovery campus. And I'll bring it back to some of the same things they're saying is seniors are their fastest growing issue. So just again reiterates the concern I think we all have. And they're in the same boat that many of us are in when it comes to finances and struggling finances. And so collectively, the more we have these conversations, the more we can combine resources and work together to use our dollars most effectively. It really does benefit all of us. It doesn't make sense for Hood River County to go build their own treatment center. I mean, it's just for their population. So any way we can work together with our surrounding agencies, I think is a benefit. I want to give Gary a chance. Do you want to add to anything on that? I know you were part of that discussion.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we met with the chairs of those 3 counties along with their county administrator just to talk about how we could partner. All 3 are interested at various levels of interest. So we've sent them materials and we've asked them to please report back on what further information they may need. So it was very, very productive. Thank you, Chair, for the idea originally a few months ago. And we'll report back to all of you on what progress comes from that.
So with that really concludes my comments. And unless I want to you have anything else, Gary?
May I respond to the hangar question? My thank you to staff. Elizabeth Comfort texted well after you asked the question. So the current airplane hangar is the owner is stopping his leasing. So that ended as of April 5th.
Okay.
So we found a new hangar in the same complex.
Okay.
The new owner of the new hangar only wants a year contract, one at a time.
Okay.
So
Thank
that's
you.
the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good catch. All right. Well, if no one has anything else, this will conclude our meeting for today. Thank you for joining us, and we're adjourned.